Good morning. Hello. Welcome to a crafting stream in my chaotic little craft room. I hope you are doing well today. All is good. It's not plugged in. I didn't burn myself. No worries. Okay, so the plan for today, my friends, is to get some aprons made. And I'm just not realizing I am missing a light. Weird. The light's not responding. Anyway. Okay. I hope everyone's doing well. How rude. Okay, well, we'll have to just go without the light from right here. So, I'm so sorry. So the plan for today, we're going to be working on some aprons. I got them cut out yesterday. I'm going to be working on sewing them up. I decided to curl my bangs last night with a roller, and they have yet to like loosen up and fall. So hopefully the curls will loosen as stream goes on, because right now they're a little tight, but I hope everyone's doing well. Yeah, let's get sewing. So we're gonna start with the toddler apron first. What I'm gonna start with first is going to be the pocket. What I'm gonna do is put the pocket pieces together. Where's my... I am gonna need the iron set up here. Hi, Teru. Working on making some aprons today. How are you doing? That's better. Yes, it's the aprons for the kiddos. Yep. Yep. I have all of the pieces cut out. I'm working on the one for the baby. First, because it was the first one I had on my little I have a setup here. My ironing board has all of the my big ironing board has all of the pieces laid out, and it was the first one on the ironing board. So, it's the first one we're doing. Okay, I need to move this so I can actually see it. So I can actually see the chat. I'm doing well. I had a nice day yesterday. Good. Oh, well, at least you had a good conversation. Good convos. Making friends is really good. Aww. Fries sound good. Oh, such a cute little pocket. Ah! Okay. So I just need to do top stitching on the part of the pocket that is not going to be tacked down, which should just be the part that's slanted. I'm glad they were able to give you that reassurance. That's good. Where did my little scissors go? Okay. Because next... Let's see. Okay. So... basically, this is gonna be a lot of, hello? Okay. So basically, I need to turn... No. First, before I turn sew things right sides together, I need to sew up these side seams. Otherwise, that's gonna be a pain in the neck to do later. Ooh, you guys are writing a novel together? A sci-fi novel together? That's cool. Sounds fun. Ooh, that sounds like a Black Mirror episode. Or even like a Twilight Zone episode. That's interesting. Oh, I ran out of thread. I played Thread Chicken and lost. Ugh. Hmm. Okay. Ghost ships are cool, but ghost spaceships are so much cooler and scarier, honestly. There is just something so creepy about something underwater, like perfectly preserved. Or nearly perfectly preserved. Like, because there are areas where, like, because of just the way that the water is, it has, like, slowed the decay. I'm so sorry. I have been asked to help with something. and now I am having to communicate in real time. Yeah. Um I love volunteer work. Okay. Two of us are nerding out talking about, well, preserved. Did you know that the pools in the Titanic and the lobster tanks still have water in them? Did you know that there's a broom on the Titanic from when a previous expedition crew went down there to try and verify that it was the Titanic, and they were using the broom to scrub off the barnacles and stuff that had grown off on the side to to see the name printed on the ship. And then they just decided to leave it there. That's not right. Cashews are so good. Honestly, this is so cute. Ugh. I'm obsessed. So cute. I love a cute little dinosaur. Dinosaur print. So cute. I'm doing this wrong. Thank goodness I didn't sew it and it's just pinning. Well, like, part of, like... So there is this content creator. I think she does it, like, she does the whole series on, content creator feels a little belittling to what she is, because she is an artist that makes content online. Anyway, during the month of October, she does this whole series called Haunted Hydrology. You know, because spooky month. And of the Halloween. So she does Haunted Hydrology, and she just covers some of, like, the spooky things about different bodies of water. And it is a fantastic series. It started with spooky lakes, and then it's, like, moved on to just spooky aquatic things. Lake Baikal is a reoccurring one, and then of course my beloved Great Lakes, specifically Lake Superior and Lake Michigan. They've claimed so many lives. Shipwrecks, well preserved, because the water is cold. The water do be cold. Yes. Geo. Love Geo. She fantastic. The amount of research that she puts into her videos, incredible. But because she also does them so short, it is kind of hard for her to fit, like, you know, everything important into short videos. So it's like a nice little tidbit. Like, there's somewhere, like, she has one video on this, like, mud puddle that keeps moving, and no one can explain why this mud puddle in California, I think it's in California, is just moving on its own. It's a bubbling mud puddle, basically quicksand. It's basically quicksand, but it is moving. Like, they had to, it, like, threatened to destroy a highway, and I'm honestly of the opinion that it is that area of the country's way of saying roads were not meant to be here. Why are you putting a road here? Knock it off. Lake Baikal is crazy too because it has seals hundreds of miles inland. How did they get there? How did they get there? You know what? We aren't meant to know that. That is like information we are not meant to know, you know? But what is crazy is just like how much biodiversity Lake Baikal has, thanks to its geothermal I'm not smart enough to like to everything. Anyway, it's just so interesting. It's fascinating. Yes, geothermal vents. I was gonna say a geothermal, I actually don't know where my brain was going, but it did space on the word vents, which is a silly word to space on. But here we are. But yeah, it's wild. Wild. Well, and like, she always ends with a Great Lakes one, and her last one of this past month was on the Edmund Fitzgerald, which is one of the most famous of the wrecks on the Great Lakes. Arguably also one of the spookiest, because like, the Great Lakes are like lake is honestly lake is kind of insulting. It's like it's not really quite accurate enough, and yet it is the only thing we can really use to describe the way these lakes are. Great Lake, right? Okay, so Great Lake is, I mean, Lake Michigan's massive. I can't see across it. I look at, like, I go to the beaches in Chicago, and I'm like, I walk around, like, along lakefront. I look out, and I'm like, this is an ocean. We are a port city. Because we are a port city, technically. We're not an oceanic port city, but we are a port city. And, like, I'm like, this is an ocean. Lake Superior, also huge. We have our own weather patterns because of the lake. The amount of fresh water that we can, anyway, massive. I say we as if I am one of the lakes, but like, they are huge. So the fact that like, okay, this is the Edmund Fitzgerald. I'm not good with names or dates, so I don't have any dates for you. But when it goes missing, it is going through a terrible winter storm, like awful. These are like, basically these storms have claimed the lives of many a ship and her crew, since, you know, the ships and crews decided that going on the lake steering the winter was the thing that they still needed to do, and they were going in tandem with another boat, and they were kept in contact during the storm with this other ship until like everything like seems fine. Their last message is we're holding our own, and then they're gone. Just gone. No, like there is still so much mystery as to what happened to the Edmund Fitzgerald, and because the Edmund Fitzgerald is deemed a burial site because of all of the people that died on it, and are still there. Like their body, everything, because of the way the lakes are, it's pretty well preserved. They're there to this day, and it's just it's wild because like, so like, yeah, investigating it to discover like what might have caused it would be disturbing graves, and that would be not allowed, which is, you know, why there's still so much like mystery around it, because like no one knows. Like we have like speculation, and like based off of just like, you know, observing the ship, some people believe that people did try to open like the open the doors, either like, and again, it's all left up to like assumption and conjecture on like when they tried to open the doors. Did they try to open the doors to the cabin where like the crew would be manning the ship? Did they try to open the doors while the boat was sinking or before the boat sank? And that's part of the reason why, like, there's like evidence, like you can kind of see like where like a door like seems to be attempted to be forced open, but no one knows. No one knows. It's crazy how to this day sailors all believe in this supernatural stuff. I mean, I'm gonna be honest, with the amount of stuff that happens on ships, I understand. Like, I get it 100%, because like there's so much like that is so far out of your control and so far out of your power when you're on a ship, right? Like it makes sense how you would want to ascribe answers to like the unexplainable, and you want to make sure that you don't anchor anything that might cause you harm when there's like so much that could go wrong. Like, you will never catch me on a submarine. I'm sorry, I cannot. The idea of being on a submarine is terrifying. The idea of being in a spacecraft is about as scary as being on a submarine. I am actually like, when the astronauts were stuck on the International Space Station with no way to get home, I was like, oh, that would be my worst nightmare. That would absolutely be my worst nightmare. And then the like recently the Chinese astronauts were also stuck on their space station because there was damage to their shuttle to get home when their replacements got up. So then it's like a whole like juggle on like that many people in that small of an enclosed space. No. Too many things could go wrong. And I am so good. I think submarines are a crazy thing too. Like, I don't want to get into one, even as the huge ones, gyms and sites and kitchens. No, because like once you're underwater, what you are basically cut off from the rest of the world. You don't really have like, you don't have reception of any kind, right, when you're underwater. Like, so you're cut off from everything, and the air is recycled air. Like, you're breathing each other's farts. And like all of your supplies are limited to what you have like on board. So like the amount of water you have is limited. So I mean, could you imagine this? I don't even want to imagine the smell. I just don't. I don't. Nope. Nope. I'm good. I am so good. I think the only submarine I would willingly get into is like the submarine from Disney's Atlantis, and the only reason why I'd get on that is because of knowing that it will discover Atlantis. I would only get onto it the fact that I know how the story ends. But like that ship wasn't even safe because like they had to use the escape pods. They had escape pods. Okay. Here it is. That's one. That would have been crazy. And honestly, that is an alternate version of history. One could write a novel about, like a science fiction novel of like, okay, so you know, like the idea of like novels and stuff being written from like the perspective of like this one little thing in history changed. How would that impact the rest of the world, right? How would have a failed moon landing, a disastrously failed moon landing, how would that have changed the trajectory of international space agencies and society as we know it? Would that have like hindered things, or would that have accelerated things? Like would the desire to what would the response have been? Would it have been one of like fear and like we're not going to do this anymore, or would it have been one of we need to do right, you know? In an essence, like trying to answer the question, like what fuels us? Are we fueled by success, or is failure what like directs the human race, like the drive to overcome failures, or the drive to replicate success? Because I'm gonna be honest, I think part of the reason why we have so stagnated in the realms of like technology, like innovation that actually like is like useful, like why we don't have anything anywhere similar to like what, like, you know, people in the space age, like the 1960s, imagined life would be like for the future. Like why we have nothing similar to that is because people have gotten a little too comfortable with the success that they have achieved and are not innovating. In ways that achieve something new. That actually answers a question. Okay. We're making such good progress on this one apron. Yay. Nowadays, science funding is not as good as it can be. It's all about making profits for the next quarter, not as much about the groundwork for new stuff. Yeah. This is turning out so cute! I love dinosaurs. Like in the zone on this this stitching. I'm not even worried about yarn chicken, even though I probably should be. I can see the spool. I've still got thread. Yeah, no one wants just bragging rights anymore. I think what it is about those guys that don't have a holistic view of anything. Honestly, I think it comes from like, okay, so I'm gonna bring it back to Disney, because unfortunately I am someone that does love a good Disney movie, specifically WALL-E. Okay. Nowadays, taking people their opinions are bad, misinformed, and that if they read books that aren't about atomic habits or 50 laws of power manipulation. So, okay. So I'm thinking back to the movie WALL-E and its depiction of this dystopian future where the earth has been polluted to the point where it has become toxic for humans to live on, right? And they have, instead of, getting their act together and cleaning up the planet, they have, oh no. No. Of course it's on the front. It's fine. Figure it out. They have, escaped to this other galaxy, or just, on the space cruise ship, right? We only see one of what was supposedly a fleet of space cruisers. And then we're left to assume that either the people that stayed behind on the planet died, or, we're left to assume a lot of things about what happened, to the people left on the planet. But the big thing is, like, we see this, like, huge corporation, right, that has conditioned people to, just mindlessly consume. And we see their ads continuing to play after what we assume, like, is like hundreds of years, right? Or like a long time since humanity left the planet. And this big mega corporation's ads are still playing. So then you ask yourself the question, okay, so if the people who have the money and have the power, right, are only interested in invention for the sake of profit, right? Like, they're not interested in leaving a positive mark on the world around them. They're only interested in money. Where does that lead us to a world very similar to that? Because I think about, like the difference between millionaires and millionaires, because there were far less billionaires back then. But like the wealthiest of wealthy, from like like think of like a Rockefeller or a, like the big names in New York City, like the ones whose names we still know to this day because they funded libraries, like the construction of libraries. They funded public initiatives for at the very least, yes, it could have just come from a very, a vanity place of like having their name left behind them, what their legacy would be, and them wanting their legacy to be something that is admired, right? They gave from that point of, let's be honest, that point of vanity, right? We have some very, very beautiful contributions to public life in New York City, in Chicago, that dates back even further, right? Like with the people that would sponsor artists or sponsor scientists in the past. Wealthy people usually are the ones that funded it, often because they were family members, so there's a lot of nepotism involved. But like you had this aspect of like, you've got something here. I don't know what it's gonna lead, but it's gonna leave a mark somewhere, and I want my name, my legacy connected with this. I want credit for having like discovered you, or having funded this. I want that. Like the shift from I want to leave a memorable, like, my name to history in a way that'll be fondly remembered has profits have taken over that. Profits have taken over. Yeah. You know, we've got those different things. So I think basically what I'm saying is we need more more people who just want, you know, their name positively associated with something, like funding a hospital. We just need some good old fashioned. I'm kidding. I am kidding actually. But no, really. We need to bring back the idea of having like a social responsibility with what you have. Were these people like great people? Did they have like great working conditions for their employees? No. There's a reason why, like, a lot of them were union busters. Like, let's be really honest about that. But they knew enough about what their responsibility was to, like, the general public as far as, like, how to maintain a good reputation. Did I do this in the middle? Is this in the middle? No, it's not. Okay, I gotta pay more attention. Okay. So that's my middle. So we are going to cover that is better. Well, okay. Let's see where their benevolence was entirely like self-preservation, because they didn't want to be taxed higher. Right? Like that's part of the reason why, like, your options are, because, like, right now we have people that instead of, you know, paying taxes at a rate that, you know, would fund services, right? We have people volunteering to campaigns in amounts that would be more than the taxes that they would pay. But I do these streams so that I don't have to doom scroll. And now I am mentally doom scrolling. I just want more people to fund archaeology digs. You know, let's discover some more dinosaurs together. Wouldn't that be fun? Hello? Oh, I almost stabbed myself in the foot again. I only say that because I only really bring up the dinosaurs because I'm staring at a dinosaur apron, and it's just, this is This is honestly so cute and so fun. I am so happy with how this is turning out. This is so cute. I am excited about this one. I am excited. I have one that's butterflies, and then I have another one that's a gingham, which we'll work on next, because I need to get the Velcro down for this one, so we'll have to finish this one. Fully finish it at another time, because this one is for the toddler, so I'm going to put Velcro here and here, so that it can be, I'm going to do like a Velcro strip. Or a Velcro dot here, and then a strip on this side. That way it doesn't end up scratching the kid. Yeah, that's the way I'm going to do it. Yeah. He's so cute! Ah! Cute, 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 cute! I'm actually so happy with how this turned out. Oh, this is so cute! No, I'm actually so happy with how this turned out. Okay. So once I get the Velcro on, the straps can be detached, reattached. They're like, I'm just gonna pin them so I can show you what it's gonna look like. So there'll be Velcro on the shoulders. And it's got the little open at the back, so it can just like, this is so cute. And then it's got the tiny pocket for their tiny hands. Literally so tiny. So cute. Oh. It's actually so cute. Okay. I love it. I love it. Ah! Okay. So once I get the Velcro down, we'll finish this one up. Because my Velcro is up there. Up there. And I really don't want to fight my ring light right now. Okay, so that's one done. Okay, wait. I need to send a photo. I need to send a photo. Hold up. Hold up. Okay. Sorry guys. I'm gonna hang the microphone so I can take a picture. Oh, this is so cute. Okay. I just need to add Velcro. Okay. And next up, we will get started with the fun gingham one. This is gonna be so cute. This is actually gonna be so cute. So I actually, because of how small the gingham fabric was, I actually do need to extend out the shoulder strap a little bit because I didn't have enough for how long I needed to make it. So we are piecing some stuff together. And basically, the goal is we will get as much of this done before I am out of time for today. Okay. All right, so I now need to figure out how long I need this again. I don't remember. Ah! Okay. I did have to add some to the the fabric measurements because the pattern printed a little wonky. When I printed out this pattern, I couldn't figure out how to fix it. But when I printed out the pattern, it printed just a little bit. It printed a little bit over an 1/8 of an inch smaller than it was supposed to. And I was like, okay, well, I guess just for safety, and it'll be, better for the girls if they can use the aprons longer, I will just add like a 1/2 inch seam allowance. And hopefully that's going to take care, just additional, around on the perimeter. Hopefully that'll take care of that. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to sew the shoulder seams together on both the lining and the maybe this is what I'm gonna do. I might regret this. If I sew, except I did that wrong because I'm silly. It's fine. I'm fine. Because these are crisscross. They crisscross. They are not. Yeah. It's fine. Okay, there we go. Oh no, it crisscrossing like that. I actually don't like that idea. I hate that idea. That sounds so unfun. So instead, we are going to sew sew these together like this. Yes. Oh, I did make that one a little longer. That's fine. I can always cut off the excess. All right. This is gonna be so cute. Ah. So cute. Okay. I'm this had no directions. The directions are in files. Give me a second to find the instructions. That's the pattern. I want the instructions. Is this it? Yeah, okay. I know what I need to do. Basically, I sew around the whole thing, leaving open the top of the shoulder, like the straps, and also an opening down at the bottom to pull everything through to turn it right side out. Then I sew the straps together and close up all the other little seams. Then I sew the pocket on, and then we're good. So just gonna pin this so everything lays together nicely. Ow, hurt myself. Touched the iron. Beware, the iron is hot. Okay, so something I learned this week that I had always been kind of curious about. So I watch a lot of international television, specifically like dramas. J dramas, C dramas, Thai dramas, Australian dramas, the British, you know. My catalog of shows that I have watched, and which countries they hit on a map is broad. Turkish dramas, French. Anyway, broad and varied. But I'd always wondered why in Chinese dramas they used a lot of dubbing, and it always confused me. I was like, why do Chinese dramas dub so much? Like, are there that many line mistakes? Because it'd be okay, yeah. So I always wondered why like Chinese dramas like did so much dubbing, because like I would notice it's just like, okay, their mouth, like I know that I don't know how to speak Chinese, but like I do kind of know how like mouths work when like forming words, and I know that there has not been enough movement of that mouth for saying all of the words that were just said. The mouth movements and the words do not match up, especially after like you start to like recognize like some like words when you watch enough dramas and like listen to enough in a language. You can kind of like start to recognize things, and I was like, that doesn't match. It doesn't match. Why doesn't it match? And I learned why they use so much dubbing, and it makes so much sense. It's because they're putting out so many dramas. So many dramas are all like filmed in like the same area, like set area. It would be like if we had every sitcom ever filming, or not ever, but like every sitcom that like airs, every Netflix show that has been put out, like they're all getting filmed on the same lot right next to each other at the same time. Yeah, sure, they have microphones there to like capture like, you know, like people's like dialogue and stuff, but could you imagine the extra sound that would get picked up? Especially for these like outdoor or these sets that it's just impossible to like fully soundproof them. Like it's just impossible. So like you've got all these dramas that are filming simultaneously on the same set lot, and their sounds are crossing over into each other's thing. Like there's this a story that I saw someone like reference there on how like the sound, like you could hear the other drama getting recorded from like one stage to the other, and it was so bad that like the actress is trying to, like, she's supposed to be in a deeply emotional like scene, but she can't cry because the sound from next door is making her laugh. So part of the reason why they dub so much in Chinese dramas is just because of the practicality of it all. Like they and I'm like, that should have been the first thing that I thought of, and not like did they really hate this actor's voice? Like they needed a different actress for this voice? Did they really hate her voice that much? Did they really hate his voice so much? Because like it made sense. Like I honestly, like it made sense in my brain on why they would like dub over like when they needed the person to speak another language, like when they needed the person to speak French. Like, so there was this Chinese drama that I watched at one point that like back in college that was about this girl who wanted to be a translator. Like her goal in life was to become a translator, and specifically a French translator. And every time she spoke French, it was, one, not her speaking, and two, it was dubbed over, and you could tell that she was not saying those words at all. Like those words were not the words that she was saying. Which like is fine. I kind of understood that, especially if like you have this actor who like they have the script for like a couple of weeks, and like the high turnover like with how many dramas these actors are in, I think it is a little bit of an impossibility to expect them to have like to learn an entirely new language for like it's really, really difficult. But that was like the first time I had ever noticed it. And then like after seeing it once, I couldn't unsee it. I just was seeing it everywhere, and I was like, why? And then this past week, I learned why, and it answered so many questions. That's still kind of silly though, even if it makes sense logically. Yeah, it is silly. But also like it makes sense with the sheer amount of dramas that China is out like putting out. Like it makes total sense. But it is kind of silly. It is kind of silly, but it makes sense. The silliness makes sense. It's kind of it's funny sometimes when the silliness makes sense, you know? It's like, that's so silly. But it makes sense. Like, I remember there was this one, I can't remember if it was a Korean drama or if it was a Chinese drama, but like half of it took place in China, half of it took place in Korea. And I can't remember its name now. Because again, I'm bad with names and dates. My Achilles heel. Anyway, but the main premise of the drama was like the tension between like this, like, you know, this language barrier and like, you know, I don't actually think that was the main tension of the drama. I just think it was funny because what I noticed with like the Korean actors and the Chinese actors, when they would be in scenes together, like you have this scene between like the two romantic lead. One is Chinese and the other is Korean, and they're talking to each other, or like there's like business associates or whatever, like they're talking to each other, and I can tell in that scene that they're acting, they're not speaking the same language to each other. It's clearly dubbed. Like, it is dubbed with the one person, because I think I watched it in Chinese, so the Korean person is dubbed in Korean, and then like when the Korean actor, like their character is talking to other Koreans, then it is like subtitled, and then like vice versa. And I was like, I remember watching that, and I was like, oh, that must have been so fun to film. That must have been so fun. You just are like, that must have been so fun, honestly. Also, because having half your crew I honestly do think like it speaks to like the collaboration between agencies and studios wanting to get attention for their actors, bring in broader audiences. But the logistics of it fascinate me, you know? Fascinate me. Oh, left a pin in. Ah, another pin. Okay. Let us iron this baby. I really need to make tags. I need to make tags for things I make that I can put a tag in. So cute. Okay. So most of the material for this, this particular apron is material that I bought while I was in Japan. I got it, this was like a pre-cut piece. All the pieces for the pockets were some pre-cuts that I bought from a store, and then the lining for this one and the other apron that I will be making after this is actually fabric that I dyed myself. It's basically, I had dyed a few sheets pink for my petticoat, and I had one of them that that didn't, okay, maybe I have one. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna need to go back in and snip those a little bit because that's a little tight. And that will not be comfy for a little girl's arm. Anyway, I had a bunch of this pink and it's just perfect. It's just perfect. Okay, let us get rid of some of this bulk. Ah, much better. Okay. Do the same over here. And then we'll get back to ironing. Ow. so now I need to do that for the neckline. Because for some reason I didn't think I needed to do this part for the other curves. Whatever. I'm fine. It's fine. We haven't sewn anything yet, so it's all good. We are not past the point of no return or inconvenient returns. We are at the point where it is the perfect time to discover lapses in judgment and fix them. All right. Let's get this pinned back together. Seriously? Where'd it go? No. I lost a pin. I'll find it eventually. Whether it be by my eyes or by my foot, it will be found. Oh, this one's gonna be so cute too. Oh, I'm so excited. So cute. Okay, so now I think what I'm gonna do, just for the sake of it being easier on me right now, I'm gonna do top stitching along all of the edges that are not the shoulder openings, so that that's all done. I'm going to put the pocket on, and then I will put the shoulders together. And I think I might be on, I mean, I did start a little bit later today than I had intended on starting, so I'll stream just until I get this apron finished. I think we'll do that. Okay. Oh, there's the pin. Sweet. Found it, and it wasn't my foot that found it, so. Yay. Yeah. Okay. Alright, so now we gotta get the pocket taken care of. Okay. This is gonna be so cute. Oh. Okay. Okay, I'm thinking actually because of how thin this fabric is, I should probably put an interfacing on the denim from the other pocket is a lot thicker. Do I have any interfacings out? Just so this is a little more stiff. Okay. We're just gonna make it so it fits on the inside of the pocket. Okay. That'll help that be just a little bit more stable of a pocket. Oh, this is so cute. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay. So cute. Ah. Okay. So center. Okay. Oh, interesting. Okay. That makes more sense. Not really, but okay. So we're going to put that. That is good. Okie dokie, that's cute. Cute, 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 cute. Okay. All right. Now it's time to do the my thoughts are I'm gonna turn one over a little. And then stick the other one inside and then just top stitch it. One would need to actually be larger than the other for that to work. So my other options are French seaming this by doing wrong sides together and then flipping it. I'm gonna do that. That is easier. Okay, we're just gonna do a Alright, and then I'll need to trim it. No, that's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. Well, Actually, that might work. I think that'll work. We're just gonna trim that down to being as small as it possibly can be without causing problems. And then we flip it right sides together. And I am doing this the right way, yes? Yes, huzzah. Okay. Again, as small as it can possibly be. Okay, now right sides together. Enclose that seam. Okay. That's cute. And then do some it's gonna be, I do not think my machine is gonna like going through this much material, but I need it to. It does not like that. It did not like that at all. Okay. The answer is no. I will need to sew that part by hand. That's fine. I can do that. What's a project without a little hand sewing? Not a project I've done. Okay. So, for this other one, then that means we do the same thing. We do wrong sides together. Take these pins out. Wrong sides together. Oh. we're gonna try starting from the middle, actually. We're gonna, where it's less bulky. And then we'll go from this side. Okay, I think that is good. Okay, I will need to hand tack down those so that they will not be a sensory nightmare. But it is so cute! Ah! So cute! Okay. I need to take pictures. Sorry about that. I actually don't know how to take photos of this. But it's so cute. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. Okay, we've got 2 out of the 3 done. And I need to eat more than just cashews. So, thank you so much for joining me today. I really, really appreciate you being here, hanging out with me in my craft room. I hope that you have a great rest of your week. And I look forward to seeing you again soon. Hopefully you don't see me next week. Guys, we just gotta keep hoping that like I'm not here on Monday morning, or I'm not here on Wednesday morning, because I need a job. So please keep the thoughts on me getting a job interview for next week and hopefully getting a job, and then us needing to rework out a new schedule. Hopefully, fingers crossed, guys. Thank you. Appreciate you all so much. Have a good day.